It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR. Create life according to your rules. Dear creators, I welcome you to this wonderful video that I'm going to make about the victim mentality, which is a very big barrier towards manifestation, and actually living a life and adopting the victim mentality, the victim programming, is actually quite miserable life. It's a really big barrier towards manifesting your best existence possible and living the life to the fullest. And in this video, I'm going to go to the depth and talk about the symptoms, talk about how it actually occurs in life, how the program actually works, how it affects a person's life. And then we can discuss some solutions. But if you recognize what is really happening, it's already you've done most of the job, that you understand that it's not actually you, it's actually the mentality, the programming that prevents you from creating a life that you really want and create life according to your rules. So I'm really excited if you talk about that. I must say that it's not easy to hear and recognize, because one of the attributes of this programming and mentality, when inside a person recognizes that this programming is true and it's something that lives in him, the person begin to have big resistance and very triggered by people who are actually talking about it. And that's the sophistication about it. That's why I call it sophisticated victim mentality. It's very smart, very sophisticated. And that's why I want to uncover it and really talk in depth about it. And it can change people's life when they recognize this programming. And if they even will do something about it, that will be like really transformative, really transformative. But first I need to turn off my heater because it's too hot. All right, so where do I begin? So victim mentality. So first of all, one of the main things about victim is actually someone who there is supposed to be some kind of sacrifice, but the sacrifice is not in the victim mentality, in the sophisticated victim mentality. What is happening is the person actually don't want to it doesn't have some thoughts about ending his life, because the program is so sophisticated that it feeds from the person's suffering, that actually nothing actually works, and how bad it is, how unfair the world is. It feeds from that. So of course, if the person will stop that, so the program can't feed itself. So there is no actual elements of not wanting to live. There are some negative thoughts about, but there is no kind of the program actually feeds the person to stay in the state and go deeper and deeper. This is actually what the food and the main food of this program. There is element of showing the person want to show the world how victim is, how he's been treated really bad, and how bad the situation in life is, and how he's mistreated with friends, the people betrayed him, and in workplaces also people betrayed him. And he sees that like all the environment, the government is bad, and everybody are bad, and the person see a lot of the program in making the person to see a lot of unfairness in this world. Is looking where is unfair, where is somebody screwed over, where is somebody actually like somebody is done something bad to someone else. Oh, you see, the world is like that. outlook on life, how like with, a lot of self pity and a lot of negative self talk, and really focus on the negative. If the person acts like a victim and this program is active, of course he will focus on the bad. It's not always the program is not always active. This is the thing. But some events, some kind of behaviors, it triggers the program to be active quite often. And each individual has a different trigger to that. It can be someone who is talking to you, somebody did something that's not according to plan, and then it kind of triggered, like each time, every person will have different trigger, how this victim mentality activates. But I'll talk about it a bit later, about the activation. But every person needs to recognize how the program actually activates. So there is a really big sense of unfairness. So the person is very sensitive to everything that's happening, and you see like how things are really unfair. So every major event can kind of trigger that. So some politician did something and promised something, didn't follow through. Oh, it triggers that. Oh, how unfair it is. Or for example, if there is a housing shortage and a lot of people don't have houses, oh, there is housing problem. All these things kind of triggers the person. Or if somebody cheated on the other person, infidelity, on how unfair the world is, all the women like that. And a lot of generalization also happening, that all the politicians like that, all the countries like that, all the men like that, all the women like that. So it kind of triggers like some kind of pathway to see how negative everything kind of is. And this is runs by sub-programs. It's called like unfairness, like unfairness really kind of triggers some kind of anger and a lot of strong emotions, how unfair it is, and this sense of unfairness is very dominant and kind of taking control over the body and over the emotions, and also can trigger a lot of other even health issues, because the body becomes tense, so the next thing is a person usually who is in a victim mentality is somehow the program, sophisticated victim mentality program, is drawing the person to do like to compare himself to others way more, because, and especially is looking at people who completely far away in their journey. Let's say a person who has a lot of fans, a lot of followers, have a lot of businesses, a lot of houses and money, or whatever it is. And so not somebody who kind of in his age, on his level. So the programming, the victim programming, actually makes the person to look at really advanced people who work really hard for many, many years, and they are there. And then, oh, but I'm actually here. And oh, how things not working out for me, and I'm not getting the success the person has, and I don't have this what the person has. And then the person becomes jealous and angry. Why for him it works, and for you and for the person who has the program it doesn't work? You see, it's very, very, very sophisticated, because it doesn't really make any sense. Of course, if the person is 20 years older and all these 20 years he did specific work, of course he'll be there, have the success. And if you'll do the same steps, potentially you will be successful as him and maybe more. But this is the thing, that everybody has their own speed and their own thing and their unique thing. But the victim programming actually makes the person believe that, oh, there is no chance. And then he's looking at his life, oh, this is not working, I'm here and he is there. And then it makes him to feel even worse. And the program actually feeds from this energy of suffering, of this unfairness, okay? And that leads to very common behavior of self-pity. The person, oh, how unfair, oh, I don't have this success, this person better, nothing works for me. All this negative cycle begins, or self-pity, how unfair the world is, what they did to me, and they behave to me like that. And in some kind of sense, the person wants to show the world and people around him how badly injured mentally and victim is. So is want to show the people how he's a victim and how he's been mistreated and how unfair the life is, and he want to get some kind of attention by, oh, I'm such a victim, please see me, like, oh, how bad, what's happened to me, you know. And and that's actually makes the person go further and further. If he get the gratification from others in the environment that he is actually a victim, it's really unfair, and receive support, so something in subconscious actually telling him, oh, it's actually okay to continue. And because the program actually feeds not only from whatever person does, but also from the food of the environment, that, oh yeah, it's so not fair that it's happened to you, so not fair. So the victim programming is the person will get usually very, very defensive over what he believes in. If someone is doing something that he is not agreeing, so he's beginning to be very defensive, the person begins to be very, very sensitive. It really hurts to the person when somebody does not according to what he used to. Flexibility goes out of the window, is not really flexible, and the person usually can get really angry easily because of this sensitivity. Being sensitive is kind of integral part of this victim mentality, sophisticated program, because that's what actually triggers the person the most. If he's very sensitive to what the people in his environment are doing and the events in the environment, so how the program can be activated. Yeah, so sensitivity, it's integral part of being a victim. So people who are generally sensitive, there is higher chance that their victim mentality will turn on. Okay, so when the sophisticated victim mentality also active, the person actually devalues all the person, like all his achievements, whatever the person achieved, whatever it is. It's like big goal he achieved, whatever, he has houses, he has money, he has relationship, he has diplomas, whatever. So the victim mentality actually devalues whatever he achieved. So it doesn't matter, he's going to make $1 million, so the program will cause him, oh, it's just $1 million. It's not 10 million because the comparison himself to others. Oh, this person is $100 million. So the person never stops, never satisfied. Doesn't matter what happened. The person is not satisfied. And that's actually the trap, that if the person will set another goal, there is no point for him achieving this another goal because he will feel the same. So the program, when it's active, even now you'll buy a yacht and will be super famous, it will feel really miserable and bad because the program will devalue all his achievement. You see how actually dangerous and sophisticated and harmful this programming is. It's actually affecting person's life to very big extent. It's actually, the person can't really enjoy life and live, and of course he won't be able to celebrate life and create life according to his rules because this programming actually disturbing the person to enjoy his life. Another behavior occurs in sophisticated victim mentality is the person is often go to his past and thinking, oh, how good it was and how nice it was, oh, how my life were good then, oh, how good it's been in that period. Like, it can be a school period, can be a specific country, it can be a specific relationship, how great was with that woman or that man. Like, the program kind of distract the person from attention from what's really happening to look at the past. Yes, the problem is right now with the place, with the people, with whoever caused the victim to suffer, if he's like got fired from job or suffer from harsh fairness, or it's whoever it is. Oh yeah, in other place the government will be better, the school will be better, the people will be better, you know. So it gives the programming causes the person to create some kind of illusion that somewhere else is better and elsewhere other people, and in the past it was way better. So it causes the person to move to and go to a place where, oh, It's way better over there. But what is the trap about it? That the person can move, he can find, he can replace a person, can replace a job, whatever it is, but he will receive eventually the same results. So the victim program, when it activates, it will begin to do the same thing, like devalue the achievements, and also begin to self-pity and see negative of the world, and being defensive and sensitive. So all that will trigger the same results that the person had before, and we'll talk further about results, but not now. And that will lead to more kind of signs and symptoms and behaviors that I will talk further. So devaluing of achievements and goals, and that's you begin to see how sophisticated this program is. It's like very sophisticated. How can a person create his own life according to rules and celebrate if this program is active? It's basically, you understand, it's impossible when this program active to really enjoy and create life according to your rules and celebrate life. So the program causing the person have no hope for the future. Oh, there is no chance, there is impossible to achieve the goal that I want. Yeah, so there is no light in the end of the tunnel, and then the person can actually do and try to do some changes and actually try to do some stuff, but this programming sabotaging even the attempts of a person to get out of it, because again, the person doing its efforts, then it thinks everything goes well, then something triggers, and when it triggers and it's on, so the programming saying, oh, you see, nothing works, and it didn't work this time, and you see, and you feel miserable and bad again, and yes, and then it draws again the person to think about the past and all the what's happened to him and how other people bad. It's very, very sophisticated. It's really not easy to get out of this cycle. All right? So yes, so no hope for the future. So the person is feeling very, very lost when this program is active. Very, very lost and disattached from who he really is. He doesn't understand what he's getting up in the morning for and why he's doing that. It can happen very suddenly, you know, so it can be a whole week that everything is good, but then when this victim mentality turns on, like, oh, how it's possible that yesterday I was so happy and now I'm feeling so miserable. So that's when you kind of recognize this program is active, because you see, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you've been really happy and suddenly now you are not. Like, what's happened? Nothing really changed except this programming turned on and now it's affecting your life, you know? Yeah, so a lot of helplessness, no chance for change, nothing is going to work, and nothing I did past work, and again, devaluing and all the previous things that I discussed. It's very, very sophisticated. So then it's also subconsciously the person looking for confirmation in the world, how actually is life, why is victim in life, and why life doesn't work for him. So yes, maybe something didn't work in his work, or oh, he's alone, he has no friends, and he's showing, trying to show again everybody how victim he is, and he doesn't have any interest in life, and he didn't succeed in that, and the girlfriend left or the partner left, and he has no one, and he's single, and he's alone. So the program actually causes the person to manifest more and more what the person is doing self-pity on. More people who reject the person, more failed attempts to get the jobs or the money or the whatever goal the person has, because the person has some kind of burst of sanity, and actually he wants to achieve something, he wants to succeed, he wants to create a happy life when the program is off. But then when the program is on again, so because if the program is active most of the time, so the manifestation, the order from the universe, what will happen is actually all those people and events and circumstances that actually makes the person go down and down and down and down. So it will just get worse and worse and worse. So like I said before, I want to emphasize that the person is triggered really heavily, really strongly when some people reflect in him, oh, he's a victim, and if you see other people with this victim mentality, you also might attract a partner relationship which is also a victim. And that's actually a good thing, because when you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a wife or husband that actually also a victim, and you get triggered by that, so life actually giving you a favor that you will actually find out that you have this victim mentality inside of you, and the partner reflecting you, because the relationship eventually it's about growth and learning lessons about this lifetime. It's not just to do whatever society tells you. You know, the bigger picture is actually to go through a life lessons, grow and development. You see, even having children, it's about life lessons and about growth and development. How many things the children should bring up with adults, but that's another topic. So the thing is, if you have a victim partner and you're triggered by that, so it's just the world trying to tell you, listen, you have this sophisticated victim mentality that you need to do something about it. It's actually making your life quite gray. Well, gray. It's a nice description of what actually the sophisticated victim mentality actually does to a person, because it's way worse. It's way worse. Okay, so another thing that is very sad that is happening. So other people actually feel no empathy for a person who have sophisticated victim mentality. So some general victim mentality, a lot of the time other people do feel some kind of empathy, but for sophisticated victim mentality, it's so bad that other people actually stay away from the person and feel no empathy. The person can suffer really badly, and the programming what it causes that nobody will want to help the person. Doesn't matter what he does, he actually seeking for help, he asking for help, and people just struggling don't want to help the person, and they actually can't explain why. They can't explain why, but the person stays. Also, it's more food the program received. That yes, the world is so bad. You see, I'm trying to get help and nobody can help me, and the helplessness feeds as well, and the person goes deeper and deeper. You see how dangerous it is, because the person is really suffering. The person is really looking for help, but nobody actually wants to help him. Nobody feels that empathy towards the person. From their point of view, they easily can do something to that person that will suffer even more. And this program actually feeds from the kind of hatred from other people. That's very difficult position to be. And that's one of the main things that I wanted to illustrate, and the signs and the symptoms, how the sophisticated victim mentality actually behaves. As you can understand, that's just insane, difficult and bad life. It's impossible to create life according to your rules and celebrate life when the victim mentality turns on and the person actually feeds from it. It's very difficult. All right, so what is the way to resolve the problem of victim mentality once and for all? So again, after hearing what I said right now, if you are recognizing that you have any or all or some part of these behaviors and results in life, and you feel the way I described, that's already half of the job done. Because if you're not aware of it and you don't know why your life is in this way, it's like if you're in a position that you know what you don't know, wow, it's super difficult because you don't know what is the problem is. So after hearing this, if you understand and recognize that you have this program, it's already 50% of the job done, and there is another 50% that needed to be done. So congratulations, you recognize it because you turn on the observer, because the observer is who you really are. It's not the program. So you observe in yourself that this is program that actually is not you, because the soul didn't came to this world to suffer and to execute all those tasks and behaviors that I outlined. The soul came here to enjoy life, learn its lessons, grow and develop, and actually celebrate and create life according to the person's rules. But it's impossible with the sophisticated victim mentality actually to do that. So it's actually go against the soul and actually causing a lot of suffering to the person. So we need to, of course, we need to stop that. And of course, the outcomes of the sophisticated victim mentality, like life just doesn't work, everything goes downhill, and it can affect their physical health, and people can get far away from the person, and the person gets trapped in this feel that he is alone, nobody loves him, there is hopelessness, and sometimes the person kind of refocuses attention, but then something triggers, and then he's going back to this victim mentality. Wow, how sophisticated this programming is. All right, so like I said, part of the solution is first of all recognize that you have it and turn on the observer. Then there is a really good tools, for example, with hypnosis and work with subconscious mind, it's possible to get to the core when the first time this programming actually went and happened. What decision the person made that the person is actually acquired this victim mentality, because it came from somewhere. A person can't just like made it out of nowhere. This is kind of learned sophisticated victim mentality from the environment, TV, whatever it is, and slowly by slowly, somehow the person learned that if he's behaved like this, he will get some results that he actually wants. And that might work in certain ages, but it's not working later in life when the person is adult. But the person still behaves in the same programming and forgot where it started. So there is actually no past and the future. There is only here and now. So the main point is that when this event is actually active in the present moment. So when the person goes into hypnosis and going deep into the subconscious mind, it's possible to actually bypass the critical factor. The critical factor is something that protects person from change. So then the person is able to see where initially it came from. We can actually identify the roots of the program, how the person feels, and then remove the triggers and where it started. And when we remove that, we can replace it with some different and positive and functional programming that the world is actually a nicer place, that people love the person, everything is going well, the universe will take care of the person, things take time, and that's all right. So all those negative beliefs can be changed in subconsciously, that the person first of all won't get triggered, and second, he will have more positive outlook on life, and this program eventually will die completely when it won't receive its food. And the triggers can be many, and it differentiates from different person. So trigger can be something the person partner did, or something in the news that the person heard and then it's triggered something. It can be different triggers. So for example, if the person thinks the government acting unfairly and there is some emotional trigger to that, so subconsciously it can be changed that, well, it's part of life. Some people making bad decisions, but it's not like, I don't need to get affected to that. This is part of life. And I choose to live differently, you see? So subconsciously can be changed. The person won't be triggered whatever this politician is doing, or whatever the woman or the man or the partner is doing. And then we remove trigger that won't activate this sophisticated victim mentality program. So that's already, this is one thing. One of the methods, best methods actually to remove this victim mentality. So this is the 50%. So first 50% is you recognize the programming. Second of all, you actually working with the subconscious mind with a therapist to remove this programming once and for all and change it to the beliefs and ways of operation that you really want in life. Third thing, you have a really big goal that you really want to achieve that will make you life completely happy, that will really celebrate life according to your rules. So you kind of really need to see in front of you what you're doing. So instead of feeding the victim mentality, you are feeding your kind of success character, like your unique success character, and your focus and attention even go to there. So these are the main three pathways that you can overcome completely the victim mentality and suffocate it like that it won't be triggered ever again. You see? Of course, there are some different rituals and some techniques that you can actually send the victim mentality to the center of earth, and through breath work. It can be complementary. But these are the three main things. All right? If you want further questions, what can be done, and want to know more about sophisticated victim mentality, please write comments, ask more specific questions. I'll try to answer that. And of course, let me know if you recognize some of the symptoms, if you want to add something to that. It's not a psychiatric diagnosis. It's just something that I'm, as a therapist, have experience with many people and the environment around me. And I wanted to open up about that because that will help a lot of people to create their life according to your rules and actually celebrate life and enjoy life, because that's what we came from. Our soul came to celebrate life according to our rules. And I know I can help with this video to many people to obey them, and every person will find a way how to get rid of this sophisticated victim mentality program once and for all. Even if they find some other way to overcome it, I've done my part. If they want to come to me to remove this programming, fine, also I'm happy to do so. But the more people will adopt mentality of a winner, of a person who actually responsible and creating his own life according to his rules, our world will be way better, and we see more successful, happy people around us, and that's actually my intention. So thank you for listening, and let's create life according to our rules. It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR, create life according to your rules.